Hey everybody, happy Friday. Is it Friday? I guess it's Friday. I think it's Friday. Pretty sure it's Friday. Let me know if I'm wrong. Does it matter if I'm wrong? Okay, so Kim asked me if I would come in here in her member group and just talk about Thieves, a little bit of my own personal experience, and just give some advice and talk to you guys about Thieves and whether or not it's enough. She's getting this question. I've been getting this question a lot. Is Thieves enough? Does it really work? Okay, well, define what you mean by work. Does it work? So, the question I'm getting is, does Thieves really kill germs? Does it kill things? We're all talking about viruses, okay? Everybody's talking about viruses right now. Does it kill virus? Does it kill bacteria? Does it kill mold? Is Thieves powerful enough to keep our family healthy? What if I cut chicken up on the kitchen counter and I clean my counter with Thieves cleaner? This is something I get asked all the time. Can I clean my floors with it? Can I clean whatever, wood, surfaces, metal, all of that? So what I want to tell you guys is a little bit of my own personal experience with Thieves. And honestly, that is really the best that we can all do as far as giving people advice, is just tell them our own experiences, because I am not a research scientist or anything like that. But we do have information at our fingertips. You can look and find information for yourself. So what I'm going to show you guys is how to figure out what the power of Thieves is on your own. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you right now. So what is Thieves? Thieves is a trademark name. It's just a name. Thieves is not anything. It's just what we call a collection of things. And those things are 5 different essential oils. Okay, and so you have Thieves. Here's a bottle of Thieves. A basically empty bottle at that, but we have more, don't worry. So this is a bottle of Thieves. What Thieves is lemon, clove, rosemary, eucalyptus, and cinnamon. So those 5 oils make up the blend Thieves, okay? And you see it has the little registered trademark circle behind the name there. Thieves is not a plant. Okay, it's not a plant. It's not one thing. It's not a chemical. It is a collection of a bunch of different chemicals that make up the 5 plant oils, from the lemon, the clove, the cinnamon, the rosemary, and the eucalyptus. So if you want to find information, if you want to find studies and research, if you want to find, not necessarily experiments. There's a lot of experiments that float around. Like, you guys have seen the little Petri dishes, and it's not really compliant to share those, so be careful what you're sharing publicly. People do their own little research, right? I do my own little experiments. I did this after our house flooded. I had mold growing in the garage, and I was doing all kinds of stuff with it just because I'm a nerd and I wanted to see what happened with those things, which was really fun for me. But that was not like a controlled experiment or anything like that. We can all do experiments in our own homes, whatever. So Thieves oil is the collection of those, or Thieves blend is a collection of those 5 oils. And remember, just so we're all on the same page, some of you may be newer, this Thieves and this Thieves are the exact same animal, okay? There's the same exact thing in the bottle, whether you have the Vitality or the Thieves red blend label, okay? The same 5 oils are in this bottle that are in this bottle. Nothing is added, nothing is taken away, vice versa. Exact same thing in the bottle. So what's the point? Okay, if you haven't been told this yet, or if you haven't dug for yourself, I really urge you to empower yourself and find things out for yourself, okay? People, it's great to ask questions. It's okay when you don't know something. It's awesome when you're new. But it is better for you to understand what you're doing if you're going to do it. If you are going to swallow a pill, if you are going to rub an oil on your body or your baby, if you're going to clean your house with something that's natural, it's good for you to know what it is, okay? It's good for you to know what's in bleach. It's good for you to know what you're putting on your skin, what you're breathing in the air, what you're cleaning your house with. That's important, because the burden of proof as far as safety is honestly on you, not on anybody else, okay? Not even the FDA, even though we think it should be, and the government should protect us. You should protect you, okay? So, same oil in the bottle, whether it's the Vitality or the regular label. Same 5 oils in these bottles: lemon, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. I'm saying it in a different order every time, but you get what I'm saying. Why are the bottles different? Because they're labeled differently on how to use them. This bottle says you can put it on your skin and put it in your diffuser and sniff it. And this bottle says you can put it inside your body by drinking a tea or putting it in a capsule or sticking it under your tongue or whatever you want to do with it. Same exact oil. Why are the labels different? Because your lovely government and the Federal Food and Drug Administration, Association, whatever you want to call it, the Food and Drug Administration tells us that we can't label something for topical use and internal use on the same label. That's it. Same oil in the bottle. Okay, now if that's out of the way, we also have this with Young Living. This is the Thieves Roll-On. So same 5 oils in the bottle. This bottle also has lemon, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary in it, but it also has fractionated coconut oil in it. Why? Well, because Thieves is hot, but if my throat is bothering me, I can do this, and it doesn't burn. If I have sensitive skin, it might still burn a little bit. Put a little bit more olive oil on. Rub some olive oil or coconut oil on there. So you can put this on the bottom of your kids' feet. You can roll it down their spine, whether you're sick or you're not sick or you're trying to stay well, just to boost your immune system. Great, convenient, easy way to use this topically instead of going out in public and putting several drops of Thieves in your hands and dumping some olive oil and rubbing it like this and putting it on. That's weird. Don't do that in public. You can use this in public. This is in stock. This is in stock. This is in stock. This is what all of these products everybody's freaking out about this is what it's all built around, okay? So you can get these and you can use these every single day. Most of us are quarantined right now. Most of us cannot really go anywhere or have nowhere to go unless you're essential. If you are essential, you need all the hand soap, all the sanitizer, all of this Thieves spray. You need all those things. You need the roll-on. You need those things. If you are in your home and you're not going anywhere, there's no need to panic over hand sanitizer, okay? We're going to have enough hand sanitizer. There's a shortage because people are freaking out. Same thing with the toilet paper. If you're in your house not going anywhere, then you do need the toilet paper, maybe, but you don't necessarily need the hand sanitizer. Now, as far as getting it and being afraid that you're not going to be able to get it, it'll be back next week. So we're going to have more available next week. Young Living has ramped up production of the hand sanitizer. They're repackaging it in the V6 bottles. I had one, but I put it up. It's basically the same size as the big hand sanitizer bottle. This is 7.6 ounces and those V6 bottles are 8 ounces. So we're basically repurposing the V6 bottles and labeling them as hand sanitizer to get them out to people. Okay. So you'll be able to get that next week. So talking about Thieves, like I said closer to the beginning, you're not going to be able to go online and find a research article or, a peer-reviewed article, double-blind study on Thieves blend. You're not going to find that because Thieves in itself, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the power of those 5 oils blended together. The lemon, the cinnamon, the clove, the rosemary, the eucalyptus. I keep saying that because people get hung up on Thieves, like what is Thieves, what is Thieves? It's those 5 plant oils. God made all 5 of those plants, and we have oils from those plants, and those plant oils have chemicals in them, and those chemicals have medicinal properties. Okay, so without going too deep into that, because we could sit here for literally days and talk about just lemon oil or just clove or just cinnamon, if you will go on your own and look at those 5 plants and the possibilities that they have, the chemicals that they have in them, like limonene, like eucalyptol in the eucalyptus, if you'll look at those different plant chemicals, then you can see the medicinal properties that they have. That tells you about the power in the Thieves blend, okay? That will tell you something is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, okay? Anti-inflammatory. And so then when you see that, you're like, oh, I see. These are what our medications were originally meant to be. This is what God did. He made us, put us in a garden, and said, here's all your plants for your food and your medicine, right? That's exactly what he did for us. Okay, so that's a little bit more about the Thieves blend, and you can find this information out on your own. You can find this information. Go to PubMed, okay? Some of the language is a little bit difficult to understand, but if you are literate at all, you can look at an abstract from a study and you can connect the dots and see the power that's in those oils. So definitely do that. Now, Your little reference book. I didn't bring one over here, but your little blue spiral reference book, the essential oil pocket reference or desk references, all of the information in those books is compiled with information from studies, okay? If you will look up the references, you will see tons, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies from PubMed, from researchers, from scientists, from extremely smart PhDs, very smart people in the world who have done these double-blind experiences in a lab with these chemicals in these oils, okay? So you'll be able to find that if you want to look. Your reference book, you can trust that information. It comes from research studies. That's where the information comes from. And Gary Young himself was a very, very intelligent researcher. Okay, so Thieves Blend, that's just a trademark name, all right? We know it was named after the thieves during the plague. They put the plant oils on themselves so they wouldn't catch the plague and die. They didn't catch it. So it's a legend. Is it true? Maybe some people rub some things on themselves to keep from getting sick. But that is a legend. But absolutely, we do know that these plant oils have been used way back in antiquity, in biblical times, in ancient cultures and civilizations. We know that people used plants for their medicines, okay? So we know that. That's passed down through the centuries. We can see that. We can look at not just the Bible, but we can look back at other ancient texts and see like the book of it left my mind, but Hildegard's book. There's the Eber's Papyrus, the Egyptian book of remedies, and so there's all of these remedies, and they're plants, guys. They're plants, and that's what people use to stay healthy, to support their health. Okay, so if you want the proof, if you want the studies, if you want the medicinal properties, then yeah, you can use your reference book. But if you don't want to take that as gospel, so to speak, go look at the scientific studies on the individual oils. Go to PubMed.com and type in lemon essential oil. Type in antiviral essential oils. Type in frankincense properties. Type in whatever you want to type in, and it's going to bring up lots and lots of studies for you to look at. It's really fun. It's good reading at night. That's what I like to read. Okay, so the Thieves product line is built around the Thieves blend of oil. So this right here is what we built all of our Thieves products around, okay? The household cleaner, the sanitizer everybody's going nuts over, the hand soap, the oral products. They're all built around the Thieves blend. There are some other ingredients. You know, obviously this is made with something different than what's made in the base for the household cleaner. But they're all built around the Thieves oil blend. The cleaner, people ask me, does it work? Can you clean your whole house with it? Like, does it really kill germs? Okay, this is, again, personal story, personal testimony. It has been, what is this? This is the end of March. It has been a little bit, right over 6 years since I started using Young Living. And I got rid of every single cleaner in my house. Like, I did it hardcore, y'all. I didn't go ditch and switch one room at a time, ditch and switch one cabinet, one shelf, one product at a time. No, ma'am. I got a big black trash bag, and I threw away every cleaner, every perfume, every personal care product, all of it. Because I thought, if I'm doing this and I want to see a change, then we're getting rid of all the crap. All of the toxic stuff. I did that for my son. Most of you guys know my story in here. Asthma, eczema like crazy. Had to get rid of everything. All the laundry products, okay? You will survive without having 90 different cleaners in your home and Gain Mountain Breeze scented fluorescent green laundry soap. If you're still using that crap, throw it in the trash because it's hurting your body, okay? It's bad for you. We switched out everything. We threw everything away, and we immediately switched over to Young Living. We budgeted for it. Yes, we're all in different playing fields financially. I understand you've got a budget. You've got to switch things out a little bit at a time. But with the cleaner and all of the different products, we switched it all at once. I bought literally this bottle, y'all, lasts me a very long time because it's a concentrate. See, there's no spray nozzle on this. This is not what you clean your house with. This is what you make the cleaner to clean your house with. And it's super easy. You pour a little bit, like this much, into a cleaning bottle, and then you fill it with water. Want to add more oils, change the scent up a little bit? Sure, whatever, go for it. But this bottle right here is a concentrate, so it lasts a very long time. I clean literally every surface. Like, put a surface in the comments. Ask me if I clean it with Thieves Cleaner. The answer is yes before you put it. Okay? Glass, wood, metal, tile, hardwood, granite, stainless. Give me some more. I clean everything with Thieves Cleaner. I clean the inside of my car with Thieves Cleaner. I clean the patio table and the patio furniture with Thieves Cleaner. It's all I use. This is the only thing I use. And so, does it kill germs? So since I was talking about what this is and what's in it, those 5 oils, nothing else, the 5 oils, right? With all of those properties that you're going to go look up for yourself. Lemon, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Go look up the chemicals in those oils. Go to PubMed and pull up research studies on those oils. Go to your reference book and look at the medicinal properties of those individual oils. That will tell you, that will answer your question. Is it powerful? Is it enough? Yes. Good enough for, yes. Good enough for the thieves. Good enough for me. Okay. So the household cleaner, does it kill germs? I clean every surface in my house for 6 years with only that. Nothing else. I'm talking about the toilet where the 10-year-old boy pees. I'm talking about the tile floors in the bathroom. I'm talking about my appliances and my kitchen counter. And then, okay, well, but does it really kill germs? Well, what do germs do? Why do we need to kill certain germs? So we don't get sick. So we don't have to go to the doctor. So we don't have to take medication. So we don't have to pay copays. So we don't have time lost from work and school and money and all of that. We don't want to get sick. Ask me how many times I've been sick in 6 years. Please, somebody ask me. I'm not going to tell you until you ask me. How many times have I been sick in 6 years? And I'm going to answer that. How many times has my husband been sick? How many times have my kids been sick in 6 years? 6 years. Right now they're 16 and 10 and a half. My husband's 44 and I'm 40, in case anybody's wondering. So for 6 years, how many times have we been sick? As in, get sick, go to the doctor, take a medication, over-the-counter prescription, antibiotic, any of it. None of it. None of it. I have not taken an antibiotic. The last time I remember taking an antibiotic, I don't know how old I was, but I was a young child in elementary school because I remember the house that I lived in, and I remember getting it out of the fridge, getting the pink bottle of amoxicillin out that my mom told me go get my medicine. That was the last time that I took an antibiotic, which was 30-something years ago, and I think I only was on an antibiotic one time. My husband, I have no idea. We're not sick. We don't get sick. Now, the kids, I don't think Colt has ever, I take that back. It's opposite. Gracie has never been on an antibiotic, ever. She's 16. Colt, who was my little, I don't want to say sickly because he's not really sick, but Colt, I gave him an antibiotic before I started using oils, when I didn't know better, when I would take him to the doctor, because I'm like, I'm never sick. I don't know what to do with this kid. I mean, I don't even know what this means. What am I supposed to do? I guess I'll take him to the doctor because they're smarter than me. So he gets prescribed an antibiotic. He has a massive reaction to amoxicillin. Massive reaction, as in extremely painful. Oh my gosh, like, It did something to his head. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to take him to the emergency room. All I gave him was an antibiotic. I'd never heard of this before. When I called the ER back and talked to the RN, she said she didn't really know. She'd never heard of that before. Well, all I did was Google it, and it's actually very common to have this reaction to an antibiotic. But the RN didn't know that. So he had a reaction to an antibiotic. I've never given him another one again. He was probably 6 or 7, maybe, when I gave him. That can't be right. Probably older, probably longer ago than that. Anyway, besides the point. As far as being sick and going to the doctor, usually your kids bring germs into your house and get you sick, right? Usually something's going around at school with the snotty, gross kids. Your kid brings it home, then it goes through everybody in the family. No, we have never gotten sick from our kids. The only time we have had, we meaning Tommy and I, have had symptoms of sickness, they were flu symptoms, yes, was Halloween Day. That's when I had flu symptoms several years ago. And I remember it because we were waiting on him to get home to take the kids trick-or-treating. Like, that's how vividly I remember getting sick. I know the day that I started getting sick and how long it lasted. Ask me how long it lasted when I had symptoms. 18 hours. I know that it was 4 o'clock when I started feeling like, oh, I think I'm getting sick. I don't feel right. Like my energy is zapped. My joints are achy. Like I feel kind of, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 18 hours later, I had 0 symptoms. What did I start doing immediately when I had symptoms? I started taking oils in a capsule. Whatever I had. Thieves, oregano, frankincense, lemon, peppermint, all the things. Dumped them in the capsules. Took them every 2 hours. I would take detox baths with Epsom salts and oils every few hours. And then I would drink water with lemon in it. And I was diffusing nonstop. And I would feel really good for several hours. And why? Why would I feel good for several hours? Because in a normal, healthy body, you're going to metabolize anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. Your oils are going to be gone and the effects are going to be gone. So you do it all again. So if you do it every 2 to 3 hours, you're going to stay on top of it and you're not going to get drugged back down. But when I would take another soak, I would take another capsule, and I would be fine. And I wasn't like shivering with fever on the couch, covered up, feeling horrible, sleeping it off. I was up cleaning the house and doing stuff until my energy zapped again and I did everything all over again. So that is how we deal with sickness. We're very rarely sick. So I tell stories to answer questions, y'all. Like I literally said, is Thieves enough to kill germs? Is Thieves Cleaner enough to kill germs in your home? Yeah, because we're the same as everybody else. We live and we work and we go places and we hang out with people and we get exposed to all the same things, all the things that everybody else does. So when we come home, it's on our shoes, it's on our hands. My kid picks his nose, y'all. He's 10 years old. My kid picks his nose like every other kid picks their nose. My daughter bites her fingernail. She has a nervous habit, okay? So when we get these things on our hands, they're getting in our bodies. They're getting on our surfaces, on our countertops, on the toilet flushy handles, on the light switches and the doorknobs. So we're getting the germs that everybody else is getting. We're bringing them in our house like everyone else. I pump gas. I touch that gas nozzle, okay? We all get these things on our hands and we all come in contact with them. The difference is the terrain. The difference is when the germ is introduced to the body, to the terrain, what's going to happen in that terrain? Is the terrain able to, as God created it, fight that pathogen off? Or do we have a weak terrain full of horrible nutrition, not enough water to carry out processes that the body's supposed to be carrying out, very, very low antioxidant level. Your antioxidants that you get from real healthy food or from your Nature Red or both, those things are what help you fight disease off. Do you consume enough vitamin C? Does your body make enough vitamin D? All of these things don't themselves fight something off. They give the body what it needs to be able to fight it off. The body is what fights disease, guys. The body is what eradicates viruses and bacteria, okay? There is nothing that you can use or that you can take that is going to totally squash something in itself. It's a process that happens in the body when the body has what it needs. So is the Thieves Household Cleaner enough? Yes, it's enough. Because I can tell you for sure that when we switched everything out in our house, that I looked up the effects of bleach on the lungs and the respiratory system. There's a lot of other things that bleach affects in the body. But for me, I needed to know what's it doing to his skin and his respiratory system, because these are our two main issues. This is what we were looking to address. If you go research chlorine poisoning, if you research like using bleach, what are the effects on the respiratory system and the skin of bleach, okay? You don't have to use bleach. We are conditioned to think that we need bleach for it to be clean. And some smells and some things are hard to get out without bleach because it is so strong and so powerful. But what is it doing to your body, to your lungs and your skin and your immune system? You're suppressing your immune system with these chemicals, guys. So bleach, you don't need bleach. I have not used bleach in 6 years on anything, on our clothes, on our bathroom surfaces, on our kitchen surfaces. No bleach, 0 bleach, only Thieves Cleaner. So definitely look up the effects of bleach and other cleaners. Is it enough? Sure, it's enough. This is when we flooded from Harvey. So in 2017, our house flooded from Harvey. And if you search and hear Harvey stories or remediation or mold or something like that, maybe you'll be able to bring something up, or I can reshare it here. But there are several groups that have this story in it. I know that it's in my personal members group. So if you'll look at mold, Okay, Thieves and mold. Not just Thieves. Remember, it's the 5 plant oils that are in Thieves: the lemon, the cinnamon, the clove, the rosemary, and the eucalyptus. If you will look at the properties of some of those oils being antifungal, okay, and you can't really say that Thieves kills mold. What Thieves actually does to mold is digests it. So you can go look at Edward Close's research. This is a PhD. His name is Dr. Edward Close, and he has research on using Thieves Cleaner to remediate a flooded apartment complex. He wanted to see. His wife was using Thieves. This is the short of it. His wife was using Thieves, and she's like, you should clean this stuff with Thieves. We need to clean with Thieves, not this other stuff, this harmful stuff. So he remediated an entire apartment complex with diffusing this. You guys have seen the Aromalux diffusers where you just screw this bottle into the diffuser itself. It's a waterless diffuser. Obviously, if your house flooded and you're trying to reduce the level of water in your home, you don't want to be diffusing water into the air. So you would use an Aromalux diffuser that uses no water, a waterless diffuser. So this bottle screws into that diffuser and it will diffuse straight Thieves oil into the air. I put an Aromalux diffuser plugged into an extension cord inside my return air vent up in the ductwork, and I let it run for 48 hours. I didn't have to do it that way. Edward Close just set it in the room, but I thought, I'm just going to pump straight Thieves in my ductwork. Like, that's what I did for 48 hours straight. I had so many bottles of Thieves. I also used tea tree. I rotated. I alternated, because you can look at the properties of tea tree oil, lemon oil, the oils that are in purification blend. These are your cleansing oils and blends, guys. These are your oils that are going to, forgive me, kill the things, okay? Purification, I almost said putrefaction. My brain is fried right now. Purification, Thieves blend, tea tree, lemon oil, and then obviously the properties of clove and cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary. Look at all of those individual oils. Rotate through and diffuse them if you're flooded, if you're trying to kill some things in your house, or just diffuse your Thieves. Just diffuse the Thieves. It's 5 powerful oils. So we put that Aromalux up in our return air vent, diffused for 48 hours straight up there. But the entire time, when we had everything kind of closed up and gutted, we would diffuse all day long. I would turn those diffusers on. I had 2 of them going in different parts of the houses. We had dehumidifiers going. We were checking the water level and the studs every day. And then as far as cleaning, I used this. And I did not mix it with water. I actually mixed it with vinegar, because we know that if we clean a porous surface with bleach, it will kill the mold. If I wipe a 2x4 down with bleach, it'll kill the mold on the surface. It does not go into the wood and kill the root of the mold. So if you do not completely kill the mold and remove the moisture problem, because mold needs some things to thrive and to grow. You need, first it needs oxygen, it needs moisture, and it needs a food source. If you take away the moisture, take away the water problem, then your mold's not going to come back. It's not going to grow. So you have to kill it, you have to remove it, remove any damaged material from it. But as far as cleaning your studs, this is what we used. We mixed this with vinegar. We saturated every single stud in our house. I just saturated them. Okay? We did not have visible mold growing. If I would have had visible mold growing, I would have done what Dr. Close did, which is you let it sit on there, you can scrub it, and then clean it off. And I did that in my garage. We had the case opening for our garage door was growing nasty black mold on it. And so Tommy was going to rip those boards out. And I said, no, we're going to do an experiment out here. So I used straight Thieves cleaner in a bottle. Like literally I took one of these and put a spray nozzle on it, and I saturated that case opening. Okay. It was like a 2x6 or something like that. I saturated it. And I let it sit there for 15 minutes, and I scrubbed the crap out of it, and then I saturated it again, and then I rinsed it off. And the next day, it was dry, and it looked like a brand new board. It was cleaner than it was before the house flooded, which was pretty cool. There was several spots in our garage that were growing mold on sheetrock, and before we got to the garage to rip that out and gut that, I sprayed straight Thieves cleaner on that mold. I would put purification oil. My kid's dentist also did this in her garage. We were sending each other pictures of our little experiments. But anyway, just to give you an idea. You guys don't want to hear about my flood story. That's what we did. We used Thieves Cleaner and Thieves Oil to fully remediate our house. Now, why would I do that? Why would I endanger my family and not get my house remediated and use fungicides? Why would I not use a fungicide in my home? Why would I not have a company come out and charge me $10,000 to clean out our air ducts and all of this stuff? Because I trust this. I did the digging, and for several years we had removed all these harmful chemicals from our home, and only Thieves Cleaner, that was the only thing that we used. And so, for Colt, for my son, I told my husband, we are not having someone come in here and use harsh chemicals to clean this house. I have done too much work for too long to expose him, number one, to bleach. My aunt, bless her heart, I love her, y'all, but she is not oily, and she doesn't get it, and she's super negative about it, and I want to help her, but some people just aren't there, right? Some people are just a big fat no for a really long time. No for now. She's still a no for now. But my aunt, bless her heart, brought me like 8 jugs of bleach, and when I saw her unloading them, I was like, what is she doing? I have to dispose of this now. It's my job to dispose of this now. I don't want to. So for months, we used it to hold down tarps, covering up building materials. We used the bleach jugs to hold down tarps. And then Tommy did something I didn't ask. He did something with the bleach when I couldn't look at it anymore. But she brought me bleach, and I said, no, there will be no bleach used in this house. Not one drop of bleach. Nothing. And no fungicides. No toxic chemicals. Now, it is 2020, so we are almost 3 years removed from that flood. No mold has grown in our house. Not one person has been sick one time with any kind of respiratory issue or virus or bacterial or mold. I do bioscans on us. Everybody gets in contact with mold, y'all. It's in the air. There's mold in your house. There's mold everywhere. But as far as being at a level that is detrimental to your health or can make you sick or make an immune compromised person very sick, no. It never shows up on our scans. It's never a major stressor for us at all. So almost 3 years now, no sickness, no mold issues, 0. And again, no respiratory problems. As far as Colt's asthma, and I'm going to say this because you may be thinking this. Some people have asked me, well, maybe he grew out of his asthma. Maybe he grew out of it. I'm his mom. I know how his respiratory system reacts to pollen counts, which he still does. You can still see the pollen affects him. But does it cause asthma attacks? No, not anymore. Not anymore, because when he comes in the house coughing, we do the things. RC is the main thing we do. All those red bottles up there, several of those are RC because it's cheap and we don't run out of it. Because that's my, I'm going to say the word. Should I say the word? I'm not going to say the word inhaler. I'm not going to say that. But we don't use those anymore, okay? So as far as asthma attacks, has Colt outgrown his asthma? Well, last year, the only asthma attack he's had in 6 years was last year in Missouri. We were at an international competition for Gracie's school, and there was an indoor pool, and it was majorly overchlorinated. You could smell it. It about knocked you out when you went in the room. So I went in there and I said, this is not good. He does not need to be in this water. There was nothing else for him to do. We couldn't go anywhere else. He was so well behaved. We're like, it'll be fine. We'll just let him swim in this pool this one time. He'll be fine. Y'all, he was not fine. Not fine. Scared me so bad that I carried him down like full-blown asthma attack to the lobby and said, where's the closest ER? I need you on standby and might need you to call 911. I'm not sure yet. We had RC going in the hotel room. We steamed up the shower. It was such a massive, quick onset asthma attack that I was very scared for him. And I was paying attention to the time to make sure he wasn't not getting enough oxygen for too long. It took us about 10 minutes to get it under control where he could breathe okay, but he did. We got it under control and it was fine. He knows to stay calm and not panic, and we pray and we do all of the things, and he was fine. So no, he has not outgrown his asthma. There are things that will still trigger an asthma attack for him, and everybody's asthma is different. So don't think this is like a blanket thing for everyone with respiratory issues. Some people have exercise-induced asthma. Some people have lung diseases and conditions and underdeveloped lungs. So that's important to remember. Colts, they're environmental. Chemicals, certain things in the air will trigger asthma attacks for him or trigger respiratory constriction for him in his airways. And so just so you know, that's not something that he has outgrown. He still has asthma, but it's better, much better managed naturally than it has ever been with a drug, ever. Also, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. You should speak to your doctor before you make any changes to anything, like before you eat something different or exercise or drink water or anything. You should always ask your doctor's opinion. Hand sanitizer. For those of you that are freaking over the hand sanitizer, don't panic, because Young Living is mass producing it right now. We have it, and they are repackaging it. So the V6 bottles, that's what we're putting it in, should be available, I think, next week. Kim, correct? Maybe around the end part of next week that it's going to be available, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but just be watching for that. And don't freak out. Don't buy 20 bottles of it. They're not going to let you buy 20 bottles of it anyway. Wash your hands, guys. Wash your hands and say your prayers, because Jesus and germs are everywhere. So the hand sanitizer next week, and hand soap. Guess what is still in stock? It's about to go out of stock when I tell y'all, in case you didn't know this. This is the Thieves Foaming Hand Soap Refill. It's a giant jug. Do you know how much I use? I do not remember when I bought this. We'll ask them on the lot number. When was this produced? I bought this a very long time ago. There's still about this much in it. I put about this much in my little foaming hand pump, and I fill it with water. If you've never bought the hand soap before, go buy this right now. Go buy this from Young Living right now, because the small hand pumps are out. Those are sold out because everybody said, oh my God, we're going to run out of soap and hand sanitizer. And they bought it all up. Buy this, the refill, and go on Amazon and buy some of these foaming hand soap pumps, and put you this much of the foaming hand soap in there and fill it with water. You can add more of this in there if you want to for good measure, or lemon oil, or whatever you want to add in there. Clove and cinnamon, and make it smell like Christmas, whatever. But that's it. I think that's all I have. I think I answered the question. Is Thieves enough? Is Thieves enough? You guys tell me, is this enough? God made the lemons and the eucalyptus and the rosemary and the cinnamon and the cloves, and he made them full of chemicals. He spoke them into being, and he gave them purpose. He made everything with a purpose. So all of the plants we have purpose. God put us over the plants, and he said, use it for your food and your medicine. I'm paraphrasing, okay? That's not a scripture. Don't freak out on me. But God intended for us to use his plants for food and medicine, okay? You can find that all throughout the Bible. Also in Exodus 30, I believe, when the Israelites are getting ready to leave Egypt, that's a wonderful story. Look at the formula that the Lord gave Moses. And why do you think that the Lord gave Moses a formula of certain oils to take with them into the desert? Because no plants grow in the desert, guys. Why did the Lord tell Moses, you better bring a whole bunch of barrels of myrrh and some other stuff? Why did he tell him to use those things in the desert, to bring those things in the desert? Because those plants don't grow in the desert. They're going to need them. And then what did he tell him to do with that formula, with that recipe that he gave Moses? He said, anoint the entire altar and all of the instruments and the priests. Why did he tell them to cover the altar and the instruments with those oils? Think about that. I'm not going to tell you. You got to learn something for yourself, guys. Sometimes you got to think for yourselves. Why did God tell Moses, cover the altar with these oils, cover the tools and the instruments with these oils, and cover the priests? Why should we be covering ourselves with oils and covering instruments and tools and altars with the oils? Think about it. Somebody put it in there. Kim, I think you should do a giveaway if somebody tells us why. All right, so I hope that was helpful to you guys. Hand sanitizer next week. Is Thieves enough? It's enough, y'all. I promise. Be safe and wash your hands.